This next kid is a friend of mine here at the club. He's a recent graduate of Georgetown University. Please give a big applause for Mike Quinn, everybody.
Michael Quinn, give it up for Michael Quinn. He graduated from Georgetown University.
Please welcome Michael Quinn!
Like she said, I just recently graduated from Georgetown, which is a Catholic college. And because it's a Catholic college, they can't sell condoms on campus. And what sucked about that was, it didn't affect me at all. He invited me to go have some dinner at Taco Bell. And it's actually the first time I've ever had Taco Bell. And at the end of the meal, he was like, "Oh, wow, we just popped your Taco Bell cherry." I was like, come on, man, don't say that. That's kind of weird. Because I hate when people use the language of losing one's virginity to talk about any first-time experience. I mean, because the only similarities between the first time me having Taco Bell and me having sex was that it was first times, that's it, you know? It's not like during the meal I was constantly apologizing to my nachos for not knowing what I was doing. I didn't awkwardly say to my burrito, "Am I inside yet?" Well, I guess in my friend's defense, I did prematurely ejaculate on my gordita, so. I actually got really fucking drunk a few weeks back, and I almost emailed my ex-girlfriend saying, if we were the last two people on Earth, I wouldn't even come within 100 yards of you. But then I realized, if we were the last two people on Earth, no one would be around to enforce the restraining order.
The expression, "you are what you eat," I have a feeling that explains why my gay friend is such a dick. I just really hope it doesn't explain why I'm such an asshole. I had Chinese food fairly recently. I like Chinese food. My favorite part about Chinese food is the fortune cookie. It's just a shame they're not always that accurate. But I think they could be 100% accurate if every fortune cookie read, "You will have diarrhea in 3 to 4 hours."
I was going to stroll through the park the other day, and I saw a guy on one of those Segway machines. And that's when I realized why they're called Segways. It's because they're a good segue from normal conversation to telling close friends and family that you're gay.
By the way, just a side note, if you want to start an interesting conversation with a young person, just ask them, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And if you want to upset your grandparents, ask them the same question. I turned on the TV the other night to watch Jeopardy, and I was like, damn, this is a repeat. And that's when I realized why I don't have a girlfriend. I was in Starbucks the other day, and there were twins in front of me in line, in their 40s, and they were wearing matching outfits. And that's when I realized dressing like your twin is a lot like having a Facebook account. When you're young, it's novel and fun, but when you're old, it's just sad and creepy.
I've been looking for jobs. I actually landed a pretty sweet interview at Red Lobster a few weeks back. Kind of a dream come true situation. And during the interview, the assistant manager said, "Michael, where do you see yourself in 10 years?" And I thought it was a bit ironic that a 45-year-old assistant manager at Red Lobster was asking me about ambition. The other day, my buddy came up to me and was like, "Man, I have to tell you about the craziest dream I had the other night." And that's when I realized, if someone comes up to you and says, "Man, I have to tell you about the craziest dream I had the other night," what they're really trying to say is, "Man, I have to waste the next 5 to 7 minutes of your life." Oh, wow, in your dream you were a greeter at Walmart and your ex-girlfriend showed up? That is such a coincidence, because I still don't give a shit.
I actually recently got fired. I was temping at a local all-girls college. And the girls came in on the first day and they said, "Good morning, Mr. Quinn." I said, No. Mr. Quinn is my father. You guys call me whenever you're drunk and vulnerable on the weekends.
I've also realized you got to choose your words carefully. and I'll illustrate by example. Right after graduation, a bunch of my guy friends and me, we went on a camping trip. And we went hiking, canoeing, kayaking, fishing, the whole nine. It was intense. And so I get back from the trip, and my then girlfriend says to me, Michael, how was it? And I said, I can sum it up in a couple of words: fucking intense. But then I was like, damn, Michael, that is poor word choice. Because me and my guy friends, we also had sex with each other outside of the tents. Okay, I'm gonna try something different here. I've written some jokes that I just feel like kind of just need some drawings to really kind of round them out. So let's get into some of these. Okay, before I jump into this first one, I just want to point out this is a pickle, hence the label pickle. And then I just wrote the word vagina, not so much because I felt creepy sketching one. It's just that I rarely see them, so I feel like my drawing would not have been that accurate. So. Okay, to me, the pickle is an opposite of the vagina, and I'll tell you why. I was in a tricky situation a few weeks back, and my buddy was like, wow, Michael, you are in quite the pickle. And that's when I realized when it comes to pickles, I would rather eat one than be inside of one, whereas with vaginas, it's the opposite. Okay, pyramids. Trying to get healthy here. So I took a look at a food pyramid the other day. And that's when I noticed pyramids can tell us stories. There are trends in pyramids, and I'll show you how that goes. If you look at the bottom of a food pyramid, that tells us how many grains you can eat in a day. If you look at the bottom of the Great Pyramids of Egypt, that tells us man can create enduring beauty. And if you look at the bottom of a human pyramid, that tells us who the fat cheerleaders are. Okay, event invitations. I think it's exciting when you get invited to an event. I just hate when instead of the RSVP, you get the regrets only. I think it's just like a bit presumptuous just to assume I'm gonna show up. That's why when I get the regrets only, I like to call up the number. And when the person says hello, I say, not learning Italian in high school and having sex with that transvestite hooker. All right, this is actually a true story. I drove cross country earlier this summer with my buddy, and we were driving through beautiful Shelbyville, Kentucky, and I saw this sign. It said Annual Amputee Golf Tournament. And what I should have thought was, okay, here's something nice for some unfortunate people. But all I could think about was, I wonder how many times the person signing in the players heard the expression, you have to be fucking kidding me. Okay, sir, if I could just get your name. Okay, great. Your age, perfect, and your handicap. Okay, in my dormitory in college, lost and found bins. We had a lost and found bin, and one night I was kind of digging through it, and I saw this shirt that I liked. I really liked it. And that's when I realized, if you're a big enough asshole, a lost and found bin is really just a free clothes bin. Turns out, I'm a big enough asshole. Thanks, guys.